Every now and then, even though I have the video all queued up, it doesn't start. And so we are going to have to do this again. And now we're already recording. Oh my God, what are you going to do? There we go. Let's try that again.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody. I am Love Coach Scott Katamas. Welcome to the Awakening World. This show is always about inspiring, informing, taking action, as you saw in our opening video. And we're recognizing how important it is for us to heal. I'm a strong believer that we are living in powerful transformational times. We are very, very blessed. Many of us have tremendous freedom. We have tremendous abundance. And to a large degree, it's from the support that we received from our ancestors. And I honestly believe that we're not only here to heal ourselves, and we all have issues, patterns, some of them physical, some spiritual, some mental, some emotional to heal. But I also believe that we're here to heal our ancestral patterns, our epigenetics. We're learning more and more that we carry with us literally the trauma of our ancestors. So tonight's show, we get to meet 4 different healers. All 4 people have dedicated this big part of their lives to really healing. And we're going to see 4 different modalities of healing. One of the healers, you all know, he's been on the show many times, and that's Norman Love, who will be doing his KES group healing to end and conclude our time together tonight. But we're also going to meet 2 new friends. We're going to meet Danny. Here she is, Danny Poweski. And she came heavily recommended by our old friend, Karina Angela, who's with us. So we have both Karina and Angela. Both. We have Karina and Danny with us tonight.
I shortened it, Karina Angela. Hello.
Another one of the recommendation that I got was from Piper Dellums. We all love Piper. And she recommended her dear friend, Carrie Chinner. So we're going to meet Carrie and get and I actually get to be the one experiencing Carrie's gift. So kind of excited about that, a little bit nervous. And we also are bringing back our friend, Ellie Pichette. And Ellie is going to be doing a couple of psychic readings for some of you. So if you're interested in getting a reading from Ellie tonight, please put that in the chat box and she can kind of look and kind of tune in and see who she might want to work with. And of course, we have our beloved brother Omashar, who is with us, and it's going to be a 3-song night starting right now.
Starting right now. And yes, welcome, 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 and welcome to all of you watching on Facebook and YouTube and our broadcast partners. We're so grateful to the Sign Network and to the creator of all things for tonight's show. And so with that in mind, I'm going to play a song called One Heart, One Mind, One Soul. And what do I have to do? I have to press my professional buttons. Don't get triggered.
Sometimes it feels so hard to move along, saying goodbye to yesterday. Take heart, my friends, there is a new song bringing us back to our homelands. When something troubles you, just call out my name. I am the one who loves you. Be still within. Hear what I say. Give me the chance to be with you. We are one heart, one mind, one soul, working together to heal. And there are no walls between us now. It's a celebration of union. So when you're feeling down and on your own, take a look around. I am in everything. Give me your burden, walk into my arms. I will lift you up, I will hold you. We are one heart, one mind, one soul, working together to heal. And there are no walls between us now. It's a celebration of union. We are the ones who hear the new voice calling us home to freedom. Fear not, my friends, this is a new place full of new joys and happiness. Yes, we are one heart, one mind, one soul, working together to heal. And there are no walls between us now. It's a celebration of union.
Let's all give a big twinkle to the man. Thank you so much, Omashar.
Twinkle the man. I like that.
Um, and I want to acknowledge, I just read that history has been made with all the extraordinary things going on in the world. Possibly the most powerful of all is that our beloved Dia is actually on her computer and not her phone.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Yay.
We now know that there's hope for anything can happen. Anything, miracles can take place.
Wow. Good internet connection too.
Yeah. We love our family. We love our Global Peace Tribe. And thank you, everybody, for getting up and moving and grooving and dancing to the music. I really love and appreciate all that. We will be back with Omashar, who has 2 more songs for us. I am going to bring on one of our favorite, she's a new person to us. She came in, I think, last year. And this, of course, is Karina Angela. She wrote that incredible book. And we were so impressed right away. I brought her back on another show just because we wanted to hear more from her. And Karina wrote to me and said, Scott, I've got a friend that I think would be really great for the show. And I said, okay. And we actually kind of built this show around your suggestion, Karina.
Oh, wonderful.
So tell us all about your friend, Danny.
Yes. So I met Danny, let's see, in January. She came to my book group through my book that I wrote, Transference. And I met her there and we got to know each other. And I started learning more about her modality, and I found it just interesting. And because I'm just an insatiable learner, and I love to learn about, new modalities any day of the week. And hers was very unique and different. So we actually did a trade, and I experienced it for myself. So then I went, oh, what is this? So, and here she is, because I think it's just something. You're in sport, you're in support of other people, you're in service, but also, sharing information and sharing, if you find something that really works and you love it, it's wonderful to share with other people. So I thought she'd be great to be here and share her unique healing modality. So here we are.
Hi, Danny here.
Welcome, Danny, and tell
Hi.
us about what you do.
So I practice a modality that it originated out of Australia. It is called Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology. Yeah, Carrie's cheering because that's where she's from. But so it's very, very well known and popular there. It was at one point so popular they covered it under insurance for a time period, and that is no longer the case. But that's just to showcase how well known it is. But in the US here, it's slowly making its way here. And I am the second to complete the courses and have certification to practice this modality here. And the other lady she's a trainer here. And it just so happened that I somehow stumbled upon this, not even knowing what it was. And it has profoundly changed my life. And I fell in love with it and knew that this is what I should be doing. And so it's really unique in the sense that it's like when I introduce it to someone for the first time, they're like, oh, I've done Reiki. And it's not like Reiki because it's so deep and it's so interactive. You're so much a part of this process because I am tapping basically into your subconscious by muscle testing through kinesiology. And we are identifying the emotions that you want to release that may be causing you physical issues and discord and possibly disease in your body. And so it's a beautiful process that combines the applied kinesiology with the traditional Chinese medicine. So it's like there's this applied kinesiology, and then under that, there's several areas that I work under. So I work under the 5 elements, which is Chinese medicine. So we can get deeper by locating what your organs are holding, what's going on in there. The yin and the yang, there's just so much depth to it, and the emotions that they hold and the imbalances. So everything has a purpose. And so the 5 elements is amazing. I work in meridians. amazing also. That's, you know, you can have energy stuck in your meridians, but it's also tied to your organs. So you might have a hard time digesting life. It's it's also digesting food. It's everything. So I can help clear these blocks, but I give you the information so that you have something to take with you, and you leave there educated in what your body wants. And it's also tied to that emotion so that you have a release. So I also, there's a lot. I work in the chakras, transpersonal chakras, and the auras. So each one is very unique in its own right. And you will have an emotional release and also be able to release some of those physical ailments that have been bothering you through this. And there's remedies that we use, you know, essential oils and crystals and the whole gambit of things, but it's based on what your body wants. And intuitively, sometimes I just know like what we need to do, which Karina has experienced.
But also
So
too,
it's-
you point the actual age, which I found very, very
Yeah.
exciting, very interesting. Things that I
Yes.
haven't thought about in years,
Yes.
many, many years, was spot on. So maybe
Yes.
a little bit about that.
Sure.
Very important. And
Sure.
through the few sessions that we had, was very instrumental in what I was dealing with at the time for clearing. And it was,
Mhm.
yeah, things that I hadn't thought about in
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was, so maybe talk a little bit about that,
Yeah.
of how that process occurs.
So I am able to pinpoint an age that your body is ready to release an emotion tied to an event. So, and a lot of times we're going way back, and sometimes we don't know. And I have a way of testing: is it male, female, circumstance, spirit, other, father, mother? There's ways to test this to help kind of bring to fruition what your body is needing to release. But it really is a beautiful story once you tie it to the age, the story that is playing out, basically. And it gives you the opportunity to change that story, to change that narrative. And you know, it may be tied to your throat chakra, and in that situation you were not able to use your voice. And we have ways to clear that, and that then you're advocating for yourself, and you see how it's shown up in your life, not just then, but it has become a pattern. And you have the opportunity, by having this knowledge and these remedies, to change your narrative. It does not have, what was does not have to be. So it's really, really beautiful.
It presents itself
Mhm.
to your client to
Yes.
observe and to recognize, and then start connecting their own dots.
Yep.
But how you do it is so unique. I've never experienced it before. Can you kind of show?
Yeah, so like you would be laying on my table, and I just have to tap in, and I'll do some questions like, think about something that smells terrible, and I would test for that. And then think about something that smells wonderful, and I would test to that to see how your body's responding.
My
Because
body is telling, so the body is
Mhm.
telling you
Yes.
what. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it's an indicator change, and that's what I'm looking for, is this indicator change to figure out, you know, what your body has to say. And then based on these modalities, like 5 elements, there's certain emotions tied to that. And there's you know, I don't know if you're familiar with 5 elements, but wood, for instance, would be tied to anger, let's say. And there's more to it. There's so many levels to it, but then we go into emotional imbalances and physical imbalances, and then balances. And those balances are things that you can bring in to help you, and not just in that moment, but moving forward. So it creates a ripple effect of change in your life if you're open and willing. If you're open and willing, that's really the really important piece, is you need to be open and willing, because like I said, it can be a ripple effect, and you will see the results. I mean, some people leave me shocked, like, holy cow. I know Karina had a pretty big one. The first one, she was just like, whoa, blown away. But she saw results. I mean, and you can speak for yourself, months after she was recognizing what was happening and taking place in her life.
And also
And-
too, I was given the tools to test myself. Like I would touch my stomach and like, okay, and I would think about the issue, and there was nothing there. It was like,
Yeah.
wow, it's
Yeah.
gone. And you know, months before, perhaps, you know, it was like, and it was gone. So it was
Yeah.
just amazing aha, like, wow, okay. So
Yeah. Yeah. It is
um,
amazing. I mean, I've helped clients with grief and
yeah. So
just some
what
patterns,
emotional issues? So what is your clientele base, or
like anxiety is huge.
Mhm.
Fears, just like blocks. Grief, I have a client that has been through a tremendous amount of loss in her short time
Mhm.
here on earth that is like insurmountable to what most of us even go through in a lifetime. And I've been helping her really get some clarity. You get so much clarity through this process. I've helped clients just feeling stuck in their jobs and finding that power and their voice and all the things to align right for them, and identifying what's in the way, what's blocking them. And man, the self-sabotaging, the patterns, all of those things, we can get to the bottom of it. It's not a one and done situation typically, because we've lived a life. There's been a lot of things that have gone on in our lives. So but it seems that there typically is a pattern in our lives where we see what happens and then it continues to happen, and we keep repeating a storyline, and this helps us identify the root of it. We get to the root of it, identify it, and how do we change it?
Are there
Um,
specific tools or instruments that you use in a session?
I do. We use essential oils, crystals. I use shamanic wands, shamanic knives. Like can do cord cutting, so that's really helpful in a lot of situations if people are going through, you know, divorces, things like that, where you just have this energetic bond. It's really helpful to be able to cut cords. Flower essences. I have prayer books. I mean, you can use books. There's so many things at our fingertips that we can use, but that's just a small example of the things. I mean, we have like ESR, they call it, emotional stress relief. We're just doing this sometimes can help, or doing a balance on your central nervous system, which is in part of my my pre-checks, where we can go in and I use an essential oil. We get you back to center, basically, and in your central meridian line, which is like your central vessel. There's lots of different things. But it depends on what your body wants.
What was that one that we did, the reverse? What was that? The brain reverse? What was that one?
Oh, the brain switching. So there's brain switching points, which is the top and bottom brain, the front and back, and the left and right. Because sometimes it's just like we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and I can balance that for you, and you'll notice a difference. You're thinking
I felt
clearer, and
that was
and
really,
it's small little things that we can do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some success stories that personally that you've seen immediately and or months after? Are you seeing them consistently, or how many times
Mhm.
have you seen your clients?
I had somebody come to me that she had been struggling with these like night terrors for years, like screaming, waking up. Nobody would sleep with her. I mean, it was it was scary for them. And we had a really, really intense session, but it took them away. She had a huge release, and she has not had a night terror since. And it was basically a buried emotion, like our bodies are wanting to release. It's in our bodies, it's in our organs, and they're very wise. Our bodies are very wise.
For everything, so it's all started in our bodies,
Absolutely. Yes.
Forget about it and don't even recognize it or revisit it. I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've had a client that mended the mother wound with her own mother and fixed that relationship, and now it's thriving because of sessions with me. And she's also making leaps and bounds in her career because of this. We switched the narrative on like this fear-based thought that she had. So it's really incredible, the shifts that can happen. I mean, huge shifts in my life, absolutely huge shifts in my life. And I mean, Karina is another one that she had a major shift after the first one. After the first one, she noticed it and several months later, she was like, whoa, like she even asked me, how long has it been and I'm still recognizing that this is still happening for me, you know, and it's empowering.
Well, I can take that tool as well and test myself. So
Mhm.
that is so helpful and unique. So I've never,
Mhm.
I've never experienced anything like that. And I'm just so happy that you're here and you're sharing the
Yeah.
modality, because it's, I honestly, I had never heard of it before I met you. So
Right. I hadn't heard of it either.
psychology, but I did not know how the emotion
Right.
so connected, because I've had kinesiology done in the past, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm allergic to that, allergic, okay, can't do it, blah, 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 and sure,
Yeah.
idiot. But this piece, the emotional piece that's tied in with it, is quite spectacular. So.
Yes. Yes.
We
Amazing.
have some questions coming in.
Okay.
Uh, Sylvia is wondering if this modality works with groups, and many people are asking if there's any way you can demonstrate the technique.
So you can't really do a group because it's very it's very unique to a person. So and their story. So you can't really do that. But I can show you, like on Karina, like I can just tap in really quick with her and I can see if she's hydrated, and I can do the brain switching points on you. A few little things. There are different ways to use kinesiology. I don't know if any of you have seen where, like, you can go to the grocery store and grab some supplements and you hold them, and you know your body will move in one way or another if you need them. But there's you know, this method, there's this method when you're on the table that I use, and then there's this method that I use. When I have mastered this for myself, this is how I self-test. So on behalf of Karina, I could do just a few pre-checks just to kind of show you. It can be very vulnerable, so that's why I wouldn't go too far into it. When you get to a certain age and stuff, like sometimes going back to that place maybe not be a comfortable place to be for some, and refreshing those memories isn't always the funnest. But sometimes it's actually good memories too. It's not always a negative traumatic thing. It can be actually a really good time in their lives too, and how to bring that back in. So so anyways, Karina, I'm just going to tap in with you really quick. Can you just pull your hair just a little for me, like this? Okay. So I'm just doing this, and I have a lock. That would mean that she is hydrated. Next, I'm going to go, I'll do this. This would be brain switching, but I can do this on behalf of her. That feels good. I'm getting a lock. And then here. And then the next piece would be under behind your back right here. Okay, she's good. So that would be just an instance, but if you were on the table, I would be testing the locks this way, and unlock, her arm would drop typically. So that's just a snippet of it, but it goes very deep. It goes very deep when we start working with the organs and the, you know, the meridians and stuff. It's multi-layered.
All right. And another question for you is, you know, can you go into a little more detail so that people can learn, when we are at the grocery store, at the health food store,
Sure.
a little bit more about what to pay attention to, how to actually tune in to our body when we're deciding what to buy or what to use?
Sure, happy to. So a really good, this is how I started learning is, first off, you can start off by, I'm going to grab my computer and stand up, move it back here a bit, is if you stand up, you can just stand there and say, like say a name that is not your name, and you will either not move or you probably will move back. But sometimes people's like, some people are opposite. So I know when I'm a yes, like if I say my name is Abby, like I'm going to go back. But if I say my name is Danny, I start to go forward. So the same thing would go with if you're at the grocery store and say someone said, you know, you needed vitamin K or whatever it is. You could go and you just grab it and just kind of hold it for a minute and just kind of, connect with it, so to speak. And then and ask your body, do I need this? Do I need this supplement? Your body will talk to you. It's a very simple way, very, very simple way to test your supplements. I use it all the time now. It's so amazing. Sometimes I think I need something and I test and I'm like, I actually don't need that. So,
Yeah.
because a lot of times, people are looking at the surface and they'll say, oh, try this. And we try it and it doesn't work for us. But this is a better way to get what your body needs.
All right.
Does that help?
I thank you very much. Yeah, that's
You're
wonderful.
welcome.
I am going to your website right now, and so
Okay.
we're going to look at it. First of all, I love the name of your website. It's hippiehealer.com.
Yes.
So now, does that mean that you only heal hippies, or that you yourself are a hippie healer? I'm just curious.
It's just me, like, at heart. I'm just a hippie at heart, and I've always known that I was a healer, and I created that business name and everything before I even started Emotions and Metaphysical Kinesiology. It's been a beautiful, beautiful journey to get here and how it came to be. The source is always at work. So.
Oh, well, I think it's great. And I also, I'm going to put the camera back on me for a minute with you. I was a flower child. I worked in a psychedelic shop when I was 12 years old.
Awesome.
I went to Lovin's at Griffith Park. So I definitely have that flower child hippie. I was related more to flower child than hippie.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think it's great.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to your website briefly.
Sure.
And is there anything you want to make sure that we point out or show the audience? Of course, this is how you can be reached by email, by phone.
Yes.
Intake form for people to fill out. Is there anything else you'd like for us to point out or for people to know?
No, just if you're in the Denver metro area, that is where I am located. I would love if you wanted to come and see me, and I would offer a $25 off the introduction session, because the intro is a little bit longer because we go into a little bit more detail with the intake form, and I take more time because things come up and for you to be able to process. So I would love the opportunity to work with you. So
do you ever work with people by Zoom?
Very little. It's because it's such an experience, and the parts that you can't experience makes it a little bit tricky. So I have not gone that route yet, but I do see it in my future. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's wonderful to meet you.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
It's quite possible that some of our Zoom room members are going to have questions for you, so you can always chat with them by Zoom room. Karina, thank you for bringing your friend into the awakening world.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Wonderful to see you again.
Well, stick around. We've got a whole lot more happening. That's for sure.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, I'm going to introduce our next guest. She's been on the show once before, and she's often in the audience, and that's Ellie Pichette. And Ellie has a very diverse background. She is a master healer and metaphysician, a natural-born shaman and medium, and she's well known by people all around the world for her healing work, primarily with humans, but also with their pets. And part of what makes Ellie's healing ability unique is not only her ability to send healing energy in a focused way, like a laser, which hopefully we're going to witness and observe shortly, but also her ability to literally clear each issue that she heals for her clients in the order of priority needed. I'm going to give a few examples of what she does. She works with clients and their family members and gets results that are just as effective working with their photo, on the phone, or online. So that makes it something that just about all of you can enjoy. And some of the issues that she works with, and these are just a few, emotionally, she can work with depression, grief, trauma, anxiety, and insomnia. And the physical issues can include chronic pain, back and joint pain, digestive issues, vision issues, heart conditions, and core issues related to cancer and viruses, even such as COVID. We're going to have to send you to our president, who apparently came down with COVID today. So with that, Ellie, whatever else you'd like to share with our audience, and then I think you've chosen some people to work with.
Great, thanks, Scott. Actually, I haven't chosen who to work with yet. I'd love to hear from people in the audience. I guess when we're ready to do that. And I do work with groups. I've been doing that for many years, and I'll take a few examples of an issue that someone in the audience would like to have healed, and then I'll intuit what I can do quickly, like in 10 minutes or less.
Great,
So
thank you. And so for anybody who wants a healing, please raise your hand. And it's best if you actually go to your computer and you see how I've got my hand raised. And here, I'll add me. So if you do the computer, the Zoom raise hand, that automatically brings you to the forefront. So for example, I see that Sylvia has raised her hand, and we'll wait another minute or two. Ellie, what else would you like to share? What would you like to start with?
well, I guess one of the things that that I love about the way that I'm able to work remotely is that I can work with, and I often do get hired by clients once I heal their issues, or when I'm in the process of healing their issues. They might think of, a brother or a child or a parent who has issues that they want to help them with, and they might not be on board, for remote healing. And the way that I deal with that is I'll ask their higher self if I have permission to work with them, and the higher self always wants what's best for the client. So it's pretty much always a yes, and then I can work with, I have the main client send me a few pictures of the relative and just a few facts, and it's pretty uncanny. The results are just as good as if I was working with them live. So
Beautiful. Well, I'm going to go to gallery view. I see that we've got Sylvia, Pat, Dia Therese, and George Noble are the 4 people who've raised their hands. So hopefully you can see them on gallery view, Ellie, and you can select who you would like to start work with.
yeah, so I'd like to hear, what the issue is for each person, and then I'll intuit that way, what I can work with quickly.
Okay, Dia Therese, I'm going to bring you on first then to share what you're wanting. Then I'm going to go to Pat, then George, then Sylvia.
Okay, great.
Dia, you're on camera. Yeah.
I know, I'm getting back to where's what. So, hi, I'm glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Hello.
And you want me to express an issue, the issue?
Yeah.
And we'll each take, what, a couple of minutes? Is that what you're talking?
Each person will describe an issue, and then I'll tune in, working with my guides to see, what I can clear the most quickly. So,
Okay.
tell me what you got.
This is so rich. Applied kinesiology, and especially emotional stress release, was my field for 50 years ago. I started it. I have had experience with this remote heating. There's no question about how it works for other people when I do it. So I am open. 30-year head pain, which has been said that, of course, there's the belief that we cause everything ourselves physically. Our physical body is an expression of what's happened emotionally, spiritually, and accidents, injuries, etc. So if I go with that belief and have studied everything that's come into my being, my question is that I can see you helping me with in remote is, what might I be missing as far as tweaking the self-love part? Because I think that it comes down to that, or up to that. And what with, because you'll see and feel something, and then what I want is for me to receive from all the higher, where it's all coming from, what you see and feel.
Well,
I'm ready for healing.
yeah, that sounds great. But can you tell me just a little bit more what the specifics are as far as your head? Was it a original trauma, and when did it happen?
Don't know. I've had four bomb hits to my head, and drunk drivers hitting me, and all this kind of thing, injuries, and nothing carries out as far as this should, create that. But the symptoms have gone into, it could be the yeast and shingles, viruses in combo with the injuries, and then it changes all the time. It's a couple of days, a couple of times a week, and the head pain lasts from 12 hours to 18 hours, and it's hot and searing and only right-sided, and that can be in gallbladder, but I can't get a real pattern, and I go out with natural health and as well as some pain drug.
All right, let me just take a quick check energetically and see what I get. And so when I start tuning into someone, I'll as they're describing, what's going on for them, like what the highest priority is that session. I'm also linking up while I'm listening. And at one point I'll hear the exact phrase of what needs to be cleared that session. So as you were talking, what I heard was multiple head traumas. And that is probably what I would do a clearing on for you. So I would consider that a general clearing, not a specific one, and you should get some relief. I don't know that we'll have time to do that today, but I am going to be offering a special at the end, and I'd be happy to, do a consultation with you first and, see if that feels right. So let me just double check that, because I want to make sure that I'm getting a confirmation that would be the best thing to clear for you. Multiple head traumas in a session. How does that feel?
Good.
So, Ellie, am I understanding you, though, that you don't feel that that's what you can do today?
Well, I want to hear from a couple of other people first.
I just want us to use up all of our time hearing what people's issues.
Exactly.
So for the others, if you just in like one or two sentences, no story, just one or two sentences, what you're wanting help with. Pat, I'm bringing you up.
You're on, Pat.
Okay, thank you. Okay, tinnitus and lightheadedness.
Thank you, Pat. That's very, very clear and very concise. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm going to bring up George Noble next. George, as concise as possible, what are you wanting support with tonight?
I also have tinnitus, and right now I'm stuck, having trouble getting rid of my clutter, moving on. I'm age 80. I kind of retired. I realized that you don't retire, you find a way to be of service. I'm a psychotherapist in the a lot of skill, but I'm just not engaged. And I do have new hearing aids that's helping me to hear much better, but didn't have a normal psychosexual development. That would really complicated if we got into that. I think maybe that's enough for you to look at. Just hearing my voice, that would be enough.
Thank you, George. Thank you. And then I'm going to bring up Sylvia.
Yeah, I'd like to comment. I'd like to respond to George
Okay.
before we move on. So with George, actually what is coming through stronger is depression. And so I might work with you in a minute or two. Does that resonate?
That sounds great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Love
I
that.
mean, does depression sound like, does that ring true for you?
Is what ring true?
Depression, a little, an issue with feeling down.
Depression.
Yeah.
Certainly, yeah. When I get stuck, I do get there.
Okay. So we'll probably come back to you, and maybe we'll listen to one more. Scott, what I'd like to do is, the fastest things that I can get a clear result with are emotional. Physical is a combination of emotional and physical issues, and takes multiple sessions. Something emotional I can clear quickly now on online as a demonstration.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Sure it does. Let's see what Sylvia has. Sylvia's the other person who had her hand up. So Sylvia, is there an emotional issue that you would like support with?
Early trauma with my mom. Infancy trauma.
What was it? Can you say just a little more, Sylvia?
One piece of it was that when I was a few weeks old, a teenage friend of the family was walking to the family house to babysit me and was hit by a car and died. And my mother had a lot of guilt about that and transferred it to me.
How did she transfer it to you?
I remember as a teenager or even in elementary school, she was had me walk home from school carrying a violin and a backpack along a road that had no sidewalks and was curvy and hilly. And there was a place on that road that there was a guardrail in the hilliest and curviest part, so I couldn't get off the road when cars would come, and I couldn't see them. So I felt like she set me up to be killed like the babysitter did.
Well, I'm sorry you experienced that. Let me just listen for a moment, and I'll tell you what I get. Just gonna check what I'm hearing. All right, so there might be kind of several aspects to what you just described. But what I would probably start with is something that it feels like it turned into a lifelong pattern for you, and that is, and when I muscle tested you, it's showing up as rejected by mother. Does that resonate?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there you go. That's what I do. The client will describe, what's going on or what happened, and then I start tuning in, and I'll hear the most important issue to clear that session. So we could start with you, Sylvia, and then we could probably maybe also work with George on the depression. Scott, how does that sound?
That sounds good.
Yeah? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So,
Should I mute for this, Ellie, or should I stay unmuted?
yeah, you can stay unmuted.
Okay.
All right. So I use a number scale. Everything about the way I work is specific, result focused, and result oriented. And I use a number scale, which helps with that. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the most charge around the issue of feeling rejected by your mother, what number does it feel like right now?
9.
Okay, all right. And it's usually at least an 8 and often higher than that. So 9. And I would have you write down the issue, which is rejected by mother.
Mhm.
And 0 to 10, you're going to write down 9.
Mhm.
And then
I type a lot, so can I just type it in the
Yeah,
chat?
of course. And then the other thing that I do at the end of the session, first I'll clear the issue, and the exact wording needs to be specific. And this is not a technique that's out there, a lot of people are doing. This is a technique that I've developed over 33 years. And it's what gets the best results for the people I work with. So the last thing that I'll do after I clear the issue is an energetic imprint. And so, for example, and I'm not saying this applies to you, but just as an example, if you were hopeless when we first started, then the imprint at the end might be hopeful. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. And
Good.
may I say what I'm feeling about it, or does that cover?
If you can sum it up and then we'll continue.
I reject motherhood in myself.
Yeah,
That
makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you internalized your mother's rejection of you. So that makes perfect sense, right? Everybody?
Yeah.
All right. All right, good. We're on track. So let me just quickly see what the imprint is that would be the most helpful. Oh, I already got it. I love it when it just pops in like that. Lovable. So the imprint will be, I will energetically imprint you with, or, really reinforce that you're lovable. And then that will also be your affirmation that you'll take with you. You'll write it down, you'll take it with you, and it will reinforce the imprint. Does that make sense?
Yes. And one of the ways that it's not showing, there she is. As a Reiki master teacher and energy healer myself, I've done a lot of work with physically surrogating the teddy bear as that infant self.
Yes.
Giving care and so forth. So
all right. And Sylvia, you can get in touch with me, later, and we can talk more. I do a free 20-minute consultation too. But just for the sake of keeping everyone's attention, keeping us all engaged, how about if I just move on to do a healing, do as much as I can.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I really appreciate it.
You're very welcome. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is balance you. I'd love to be able to see you, and I don't need to see myself, but I'd love to see you. There we go. Okay, so, all right, so give me a second and just see if you can start to feel this. And other people in the audience might feel the energy healing that I'm sending. So let yourself receive and enjoy it. All right, and then Sylvia, the next thing I'm going to do, can you feel that coming in?
Heart.
Good.
And womb.
Beautiful. So the next thing I'm going to do is have you visualize the light around your heart chakra and see it increasing and expanding until you're radiating your own light. What this does is it increases your vital life force. And now I'm going to start clearing the issue, rejected by mother. And you'll notice that it starts coming down just in the next few minutes. You might notice that you're starting to feel a little lighter, a little calmer. Do you feel that?
There's complicating factors. So, and that's okay. That's part of the process of clearing for me. I'm not comfortable talking about those here.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't need to. Just let yourself feel the healing energy coming in, and see if you notice that you're feeling more calm, a little bit lighter. I'll check in with you in a minute. Whoops. Can we get you back on there? There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm clearing the issue, and this is a big part of my success as a healer is I clear the issues in the neural pathways, which is where things tend to get stuck, especially emotional issues like being rejected by one's mother. Does it make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right. What are you noticing now? I'm accelerating the process, obviously, but what are you noticing now when you think about feeling rejected by your mother?
Kundalini and life force energy is still complicated for me.
Yeah.
And I'm have my hand on my womb to continue to absorb the healing that you're sharing.
Good, good, good.
And I'm connecting with it as soothing.
Good.
You know, that's part of my holding little sis is to soothe that baby.
Yeah, that's great. All right, can we see you again? Okay.
I was going to just remove the background. Would that be helpful?
Sure, that's fine. And then what I'll have you do is just to disconnect from me energetically so that you can really, feel what you're experiencing. Can you walk around for like just very briefly and come back and see what number you get when you think about feeling rejected by your mother?
What popped in, as I was getting up was a 6, which is a big change for me.
Good, good. Okay. And if we had more time, it would probably be lower than that, but I'm really doing this to bring you some relief from this lifelong pattern and, to demonstrate the way that I work. So thank you. All right, so I'm not going to completely do the clearing, but I can work with you later if you want to get in touch with me, but let's just do the imprint of I am lovable. And you're going to just keep repeating that, feeling the words as you say them, like really feel it.
Yeah, and that's the place that it gets complicated and it's easier.
Good.
You know, like I said, it's a 6 instead of a 9. So
Good.
So
it's going down. That's what we want. That's what the goal is.
And again, for me, words are often less useful than tactile sensations and music. So that's more the way I'll probably do it.
Good. That's why I'm encouraging you to feel it. As you say, I am lovable. And a lot of times I'll have clients, close their eyes so that you can feel it even more.
Yeah, again, this is an infant, so she doesn't know what the word lovable is.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Well, yeah, and yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, I hear you.
So, thank you.
All right, you feel better?
I'm appreciating the connection with this family. And yes.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Good working with you.
It likewise.
Thank you. All right. Should we do a work with George a little bit?
Yes, and we just, if you can keep it to 6 or 7 minutes, we're already just about running out of our time, but I definitely want to give George an opportunity. So we're going to give you a little extra time to work with George.
Yeah, that would be great. All right, George, you ready?
I'm ready. A couple of comments is that I was rejected by my father, of course, mainly.
Is that what?
You can't hear me? I was rejected by my father, following through with Sylvia. That was the main rejection. My mother was the elementary teacher and the child specialist. And I'm also quite an empath, living among toxic people,
Yeah.
two of whom I've had to talk to today. And so I'm not even aware when I pick up their negativity and need to be doing some of my Qigong energy movement to clear that Qi out of my space.
I understand. So, what I'd like to do is do a clearing to bring the depression down. And then if I was to continue to work with you, then I would, probably recommend clearing you feeling rejected by your father. And, it's pretty uncanny how whatever the issue is that needs to be cleared will bubble up in conversation by the client. So for today, I'll do a more general clearing for depression, and then if you get in touch with me, we could work on get more specific. How does that sound?
Oh, sounds fine. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so let's just double check that. Rejected by father. We're not going to do today. Depression. Yeah. So I'm getting the confirmation on doing some healing on depression to bring that down. I'm getting a 9 when I tune into you. What do you get?
I wasn't aware I was that depressed, but I've been lying down, kind of taking a rest. It's got some heat coming back here, and a little cooler in the afternoon, so it can be pretty warm. So I just, I'm still for a couple hours in the late afternoon.
Tune into the little boy inside of you who is disappointed over and over and over again. And ask him, see what it feels like to him. What number does, see if a 9 feels right.
What, a number for the disappointment? Yeah, that'd be up about a 9.
Okay. All right.
And I'm a medium for the Hathors, and so I can get completely present and empty and do the kinds of readings you do by just feeling the sound vibration of others' voices.
Yeah.
And so I can be that the delightful, joyful child, but staying there is difficult.
I know. I know. That's why that's why it's so important. And I love to clear childhood issues for people because they establish patterns that will stay with the person for their whole lives unless they're cleared. And every time I clear a childhood issue, they're that much more free.
Well, think about 1943, before the World War II had ended. It was a very somber time, and my mom and dad were dancers. They liked to go out to the country club and dance. So that was my first abandonment, and I was very young then and
Yeah.
wanted to play and be with people.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be another good thing to clear is abandonment, but we're not gonna we won't get to it tonight, but you can call me. I think Scott is putting my information on there. You can email me and then we could set up a consultation and a session if you want. But for right now, how about if we bring you some relief for the depression? How does that sound?
Okay, great.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome.
And I can do some for myself too, just with the, you saw me moving the hands, chi movement energy will help.
Yeah. All right. All right. See what you can feel. Just balancing you. And I'm going to raise your vital life force.
So I've been feeling you all since you've been started working, while you were working with Sylvia.
Good. How does it feel?
Feels good.
Good.
Nice to have connection, help, energy movement.
Good. 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 See what you notice in the next couple minutes, working specifically with reducing the depression. And whatever I clear will stay. It doesn't come back. It doesn't have to be repeated. We can go on to the next big issue, your next session, if I was to work with you. So, it's my work is very specific. Like
I think
this.
overeating may be tied in to that.
What?
Overeating may be tied into the depression related to it.
Well, overheating might also be from if you're not hydrated enough, but let me just focus on this for a couple minutes and so that we can get you feeling better. I want to do that.
I think
for
you said overeating, not over.
Oh, overeating. Overeating?
That's right.
Okay.
Stopping some feeling.
Oh, of course. You're absolutely right.
You know.
Yeah, I just want to stay focused on this. Again, I'm really focusing on the neural pathways and then each energy center. But it's the neural pathways where things really, especially emotional issues, really get stuck. Kind of like the old-fashioned records, where the needle would get stuck in a groove and go over and over again. The neural pathways are similar to that.
I see. Yeah, I've been told my base chakra has not been working. My root chakra.
Yeah, that would make sense. What are you noticing now, George? Just with what I've done so far.
I feel a little more present, feel a little lighter,
Good, good.
more present. Feel present, not pleasant.
Yes,
Both pleasant and present.
good, good. And what have you noticed a change in the number? Do you feel like it's going down? What do you get?
Come up with a number, maybe 7.
All right, so it's actually lower than that. And if you walk around just for a couple of moments to disconnect from me energetically, you'll see that it's actually lower. So why don't you do that and just come right back?
What do you want me to get up and move to?
Yeah.
And we definitely need to wrap up. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to take a few moments while he's doing that to show people where you can get more information about Ellie. Of course, for all of our Zoom roomers, I put her information in there twice, but her website is what we're going to. And it's a beautiful name for a website. It's phoenixrisinghealing.com. phoenixrisinghealing.com. And Ellie, if you see right in the upper right-hand corner here, you can click to schedule a free consultation. And it's very generous of you. So Ellie provides a free 20-minute consultation. You can pick your date and your time. And yes, I'm going to accept your cookies here, Ellie. So yes, I really encourage people. I think you've all seen the beautiful, gentle nature that she has. And what we'll do is we'll come back to George a little bit later on in the show and just kind of check in and see how George is feeling. And also we'll check in again with Sylvia. And Ellie, thank you so much for being with us. I hope you'll also stick around. So we'll check in with you and the people that you worked with a little bit later on tonight. How's that sound?
That sounds good, Scott. Thanks for having me on. I'm happy to help.
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Well, we still have 2 more healing, unique experiences to happen, but let's kind of digest a little bit. And the best way to move and groove and digest, of course, is to our beloved Omashar. So I'm turning over to you, bro.
Yes. Thank you, Ellie. I felt you too. You are so precise and incisive, and yes, indeed. And so now for something completely different.
Thanks, Omashar.
You're welcome, sweetheart. And here, hang on. Where's that gone? Sorry. Oh, there we are. Okay. I think we're all good. Yeah, so many buttons to press. All right.
Do without you in my life, it would seem so unreal. I'm glad it's so true. What could I ever feel if you left me alone? I'm so happy you're here. Now I call it my home.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! I kind of took Eleanor Joy by surprise there.
I know. It's a funny one for me because that's a song and people think it's a personal relationship song. What could I ever do without you in my life? It would seem so unreal. I'm glad it's not true, but it was actually when I first discovered that I had an inner voice, a source voice speaking to me, and it was always guiding me into the right direction. And so the song was actually about me speaking to the source within myself. But people think that it's like people see what, they hear what they want to hear. They think it's about a personal relationship, but it's not. What could I ever do without the source of all creation in my life? It would be so, and I'm glad it's not true.
There's a really interesting story about people's interpretations of songs. So it turns out the Beatles song, I Am the Walrus, John Lennon revealed many years after they released it that he did it to get back at his junior high school teacher. That he had a junior high school teacher that he did not have a good relationship with, but he discovered that once the Beatles became famous, the junior high school teacher was bragging about John Lennon was in my class, and he was taking different Beatles songs and interpreting for the kids what these songs really mean based on his inner knowledge of his former student, John Lennon.
Right.
That's why Lennon created a song that had absolutely no sense to it at all, just as a FU to his junior high school teacher.
Sitting on a cornflake.
Right. Sitting on a cornflake. Anyway.
Waiting for the band to come.
Hey, a reminder that there is genius to and purpose to Omar Shar's music, unlike I'm the Walrus. And you can get his music by going to Bandcamp. Just put in omashar.bandcamp.com, and that's where you will find his music. And of course, you'll find it here every Wednesday and Saturday night, and on our special shows that we add as well.
And thank you, Ayata, for buying my Illuminate album last week.
Oh, thank you, Ayata. There she is. What's your favorite cut on it, Ayata? What do you have to say about it?
I Am the Walrus. I think that's a favorite cut.
You have to do a cover of that now.
No.
Just trying to unmute. I'm actually in kind of a brain fog right now, so I'm trying to remember the songs and which one. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but they're just, I guess I love the old familiars and enjoying, hearing some of the ones that I'm not that familiar with. But it's just the whole album is so lovely. And so I was just actually typing a message into the chat about this, just how sweet it is to be able to listen to Omar Shar and these inspiring lyrics and uplifting music anytime I want. I don't have to wait now till Wednesday or Saturday evening. So
that's awesome. And just so people know what Bandcamp does, if you pay $10 for an album, they give me $7.80.
Wow.
And that is how good that they are.
God bless Bandcamp, yeah.
And giving back to the artists. So that's a plug for Bandcamp.
All right. Thank you, Bandcamp. We're going to go on with the show, but I want to make an announcement. We have added, this film series that I've been doing with Lori Grace. And, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The movies we're watching are uncomfortable to watch. But the next one that we are going to have a discussion around is a movie called Against All Enemies. And the way we're going to do it this time, because it's been a little bit difficult to, there's all sorts of copyright issues of showing it live and then having people online watch it. And I understand that people that make these movies need to make their money back. So I've just put into the chat box how to work it. We're going to lead a discussion. For any of you that live in the Bay Area, come to Corte Madera on this Sunday, 3 o'clock, we're going to watch the movie. 5 o'clock, we're going to have a discussion around it. But for most of you that can't come to Corte Madera, please rent or stream the movie Against All Enemies and watch it by Sunday at 5 p.m. And then you can join us free of charge. It's free for all Global Peace Tribe members to come into the discussion. And we'll have an online discussion about the movie and what it brought up for you. And I've put the details into the chat box. Also, we will have a second discussion about it on Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock Pacific time. And Carol Craig, I appreciate you. She watched it today. And her exact quote, I'm reading her comment that she just posted in the chat box. She says, "It's a heavy movie. I watched it today. It's frightening, some of the crap going on in this country. I found it free on YouTube." So that's good. Ayada, who we just saw, wrote, "Scott, the first two movies that you've shown were so powerful, and I do encourage everyone to check these out. I've learned so much from these two films and finally understood what happened to the previous elections and the hidden machinations driving so much civil unrest and division." And that is why we are showing these movies. It's not to scare us, but, you know, again, you watch our opening video on Awakening World, it's to inform and to inspire, and then for us to take action. And on Saturday night's show, we're going to take a lot of action. Our upcoming show on Saturday night is all about uniting for peace. So we are the Global Peace Tribe. We're about peace, but it is also important to understand what's going on and the threat to our democracy. Also, I want to announce that I got a phone call today from Marianne Williamson. And I'm not going to go into detail about it now. I'll have a lot more information that I'll send out in an email. But she wants us to do another special program with her because she needs help. She's back in the race. There is a very real chance that Joe Biden is not going to be the Democratic nominee. That, you know, for many, many reasons. I'm sure those of you who follow politics know what that's all about. So she is back in the race and she needs our help to really get her name out there. So stay tuned, and I'll be sending out an email, and I'll also have more details on Sunday. All right, so that's kind of another part of Global Peace Tribe work that we do. We are going to move on now with our show, and it's so beautiful that we're doing a show on healing because our beloved Piper Dellums is with us. She's with us live. There she is. She had her a very significant surgery on Monday. And Piper, before we introduce Carrie, please, our audience, we love you. We've been following your story. Please update us about you.
Well, it's really kind of fascinating that you have Carrie on and the work that Deborah's been doing on my body, and you, of course. So with this significant energy healing, the fact that I'm sending you pictures from the hospital just 24 hours ago, and I'm here with this much level of energy, is a testimony to the extraordinary work. So I did get the mass removed. So, you know, this is my 5th surgery since December, and I am feeling really good in body, mind, and spirit. I'm still doing nothing about the masses on my colon, spine, and rectum, but we're going to heal those holistically. And Carrie and Barbara are a major part of that healing process.
Well,
yeah,
I guess that's a good, first of all, we are grateful. We love you. And
yeah, I'm a little overheated, but I think it's just because I need to lay down. Yeah, but I'm so happy to be out of the hospital with this much energy. I almost felt as if I didn't go through a surgical process. This is how extraordinary this work has been. Carrie started working on me right before I went into surgery, and so did Deborah. And I think that I significantly came through that because of the profound energy healing work that they participate in, their selflessness, their love. And, you know, Carrie puts 3 to 6 hours in. She really goes in, and Deborah as well. And your daily prayers, Scott, that I receive on my phone every single day. So love truly is the answer to healing all things. And so I'm grateful for this love. I really wanted to give a big embrace to Sylvia and to George. And God bless you for sharing with this much courage. It was very difficult for us all to hear, but we're all holding your inner children. And we're also well aware that our body temples have their own issues based on our own traumas. But the fact that you allowed yourself to be that vulnerable, I just really want to love you so massively from where I'm seated. I'm just holding you. It was really kind of breaking me open a bit. But I just want to say how much I love you too, and thank you for that, to all of us that needed to have healing on for our inner children. God bless you.
And a big part of healing is green love. And I'm so proud of our Global Peace Tribers. As many of you know, we started a GoFundMe for Piper. We've now raised $4,646. And as I look at all the donors, they're almost all people that are here in this room or watching. They're almost all Global Peace Tribers. So there still is a lot of support needed for Piper. Obviously, she hasn't been able to work as normal. So please continue to donate to her. I just put her link, the donate link, into the chat box. For those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, just go to GoFundMe and pop in the search bar Piper Dellums.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So do I get to introduce you to beautiful Carrie?
You do. Please tell us about this wonderful
Yes. Sorry,
woman.
I'm sweating so profusely. There she is. So this is the same profound love that I have for Omashar and Scott. You have to understand, I haven't held either of them in my arms, but it feels as if I've loved them forever. Carrie, I met at an airport. I was coming back from doing a month of healing in the middle of the Amazon. So I've been in this healing process for a while, and we crossed paths and we found each other in a vibrational pull. And we fell in love with each other's soul and spirit. There was something that just said, I've known and loved you for lifetimes. Now you fast forward and we're just doing that Facebook thing, right? And somehow Carrie hears, and probably through you, Scott, something you've posted, that I wasn't well. And she immediately writes me on Messenger. And, this is a very expensive practice. I mean, she is a quantum biofeedback specialist, an energy healer, shamanic worker. She never asked for a penny. She wrote me and said that she was spoken to, her soul, God was telling her, heal her, heal her. And she immediately went into doing this work for me, and she's been doing it consistently. So we are bonded, body, mind, spirit, and soul. And in the same way, Carrie will share with you that one of the profound ways that we all meet each other as healers is sometimes we meet because we've experienced and overcome significant traumas. And I don't know how much of Carrie's story that she will share, but she has gone through the fires, and those fires have elevated her to being one of the most extraordinary, not just global healers, but human beings on the planet. She gives all of herself. And I'll just introduce you to her. She calls herself a galactic resonance practitioner. She located the spots on my spine. She located the spots in every part of my body without even knowing where my tumors were. She found them. And when I sent her all of the MRIs, she immediately started working on them. She's just a master of love. So I'll let her tell you more about who she is, her 27 years in business. Please forgive me for being a little dehydrated. It's just like the medicines and everything. But I love you, Carrie. I'm so happy you get to meet Scott and the Global Peace Tribe and Omashar and Precious Eleanor Joy and everyone. And so God bless you. And this is Carrie. And she's calling all the way from Thailand.
Thank you so much, Piper. That's a beautiful introduction, and we love you so much.
I love you so much.
Well, Carrie, that's quite an introduction, yeah?
Cool. That is so beautiful. I was feeling really nervous before, like not nervous, scared, but nervous, excited, like before to get on stage and get into a dance. But Piper, you've just dropped me so into my body and into my heart. I love you so much. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And Scott, thank you so much for this precious invite, and to everyone on the call thus far that has shared so courageously and so beautifully and so elegantly. And yes, so Scott, do you want me to take it away, or
Yeah,
how do we do this?
absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. But
Great.
you're on. It's your show now.
Fantastic. So, lovelies, thank you so much. I feel like there is so much pouring through me that wants to be spoken to. So if I'm a little bit disjointed to start with, it's just which is my entry point to share from. So I want to start firstly with the container of what I work within. And this is my basic premise, that my absolute values that I truly, truly believe in unequivocally is that we are a spark of the divine embodied in human form, and that we are multidimensional beings living in a field of infinite possibility. And when it is all brought down to its most refined place, everything is just a molecular dance, a dance of molecules that will create matter in either dense form or light and refined form and anything in between. And so, given that I have this deep passion and love for the quantum nature of existence, the work that I do is really about restoring or supporting people to restore their connection to their divine blueprint of their of their quantum nature. And so that being with humans and with animals. So what this means is that I don't work so much with story. I don't work so much with core wounds or core stories. What I do work with is the frequency and the energetics of those core wounds and stories. Because if it is true that we are all energy, then any time I am resourcing or sourcing from a place of story, I am not in the quantum field of infinite possibility of my highest healed self. So like with Piper and anyone else I work with, it wasn't so much that I got the message to heal, because I don't heal. It was to hold the vision so impeccably for Piper's healed state, so that she can source that as we all hold that God, miracles happen. It's not us. And so that's the value that I work from. And one of the places that really supports me in that journey is in 2009, I went to Peru and I studied with the Andean shamans. And I was blown away with, for me, they were the embodiment of Christ consciousness, like incarnate. It was just heart-crackingly exquisite. And what transmuted in the space of just being with them was phenomenal. There were elements of what I was struggling with that couldn't be shifted through mountains and years of work and therapists and healers. And it really, they hold, well, maybe not the Andean shamans, but Alberto Villoldo. Many of you will have heard of Alberto Villoldo and the Four Winds. Part of his teachings is that in the shamanic realm, there's a school of thought that is that there are 4 ways that we can engage with the world. There are 4 paradigms with which we can engage with anything that shows up, and we are always at choice. And I'll just run through them briefly. They deserve a show in and of themselves because they are so exquisitely powerful, but I'll just touch on them briefly because it will link into the work that I do with you, Scott, as an example on my quantum technology. So they believe that there's 4 levels. The first one is the level of serpent. And this is the level of the body. It's very black and white. There's no shades of gray. It's like if I've got a headache, I'm not sure what you call it in America, Tylenol, but take some medication. Got a headache, get rid of it. That's serpent. Got a problem, fix it. The next level up is the level of jaguar, and jaguar interacts with the world through the sense of smell, through using the sight and the smell. And so this is the level where we create story. We attach meaning to things and then make our choices based on those meanings. And this is the world in which most of us operate in most of the time. And this this realm of Jaguar is so seductive. This is the realm of story. It's like I had a story coming up about being on this show. I'm very quiet. I work very under the radar. I don't do anything public. And I had a story come up of, oh, what if I'm no good? What if what I'm saying doesn't make sense? And there was all this potential humiliation. It was like, oh, curious, that's interesting. Let's bump that up to the next level and see what is available there, rather than I need a session with my therapist or my counselor to help me work through why. It's like, great, let's go to the next level. The next level was hummingbird. And hummingbird is that place of, do you know that we don't get hummingbirds in Australia, but you do. So you'll know all about hummingbirds. They're these exquisite little birds that aren't even meant to be able to fly. They're energetic engine from a mechanical point of view. They're not even meant to be able to fly. But not only can they fly, they can hover, they can reverse. And these are, the little hummingbirds are an analogy for our soul. That we must at all times remember that we are more than our perceived limitations. We are not our physical body. We are not the emotional and mental stories that we tell ourselves. We are a soul that is on an epic journey called life. And when we can dip our beak into those flowers, those places of challenge, and extract the nectar, the gift, the medicine, the lessons, the frequency, then that is what is going to sustain us for our continued life's journey. So it's not about going back into the story, but it's about that soul retrieval piece of how can I come home and bring home into my body another part of that spark of God that I have disconnected from due to being in this physical, dense reality. So hummingbird is such a beautiful place. I was able to pop it out and go, oh, this is my opportunity to actually live beyond my stories and to be the embodiment of what I teach. So it totally dismantled that like that. The next level up is eagle. And eagle is the place. Eagle is the one who soars with great spirit. Eagle is the one who can see what has gone before and can see what is also to come. So like for Piper, for you, eagle, from eagle perspective, eagle can see where you are already healed. There is a timeline in the field, the infinite field of possibility, where you are already healed. That is a given. Now, whether we can align with that, that's the question. And so it's about, can we throw a grappling hook into the future, into that destiny, and call that back and bring that down into our body and do the work from there. Not to heal what is wrong, not to change what is bad or not healed, but to bring in the frequency of that healed state of the God self in the embodiment, in the physical. And when we do that, and this is just my perspective, when we do that, what happens is that we are dancing in the infinite field, in the quantum field, where magic resides. We don't have to do it hard and through the stories, and it's important, there are times where we have to, that's our evolutionary, we need to work our way up the ladder. It's not about going straight there. But the work that I do is working in this energetic space. And I've been a traditional social worker, therapist, worked in the prison system. I've done the very, the standard kind of black and white Jaguar realm work. And I have always had this refined vision that I can see things as molecular structure versus story. And it's just, what am I imprinting into the field when I speak this or talk about that versus when I align with that God self. And so it's very important that, and this is a big piece of the conversation, that it is not about spiritually bypassing. It can look like that and it can feel like that. We need to do the energetic releasing and honoring of those places of trauma, of pain, of fear, but we do it in a way with deep reverence, with deep love, with deep gratitude for this part of us that shows up in fear, in trauma, in sorrow, in grief, and say, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up, for showing me where that I am not able to hold the light of God right now. And that is okay. And when I can release that without resistance, energetically, I am still sitting in the field of infinite possibility. And so that's the context within which I work. Okay. So that's what I'm so passionate about. Now I work with people in what I call my soul mastery coaching. So we work very much in that, but I also work with the physical body. And this is where the two dovetail, where I get to see that if I can create, not me, but through the work I do on my frequency technology, if we are able to get results, and I'll speak about it with an animal because there are so many compliancy issues that relating to humans. I'm going to speak about it with an animal. That if I can work with a piece of DNA from an animal that is not even in my field, just the snippet of their fur, who has been paralyzed, is not able to walk, not able to stand, not able to wag her tail, and just work at that structural level, at the energetic level, and have that cat within several hours stand, still wobble, brain damage, but standing, walking, able to get to the toilet. What else is possible? And so this is what absolutely excites me, because we are working, I've got my little Russian nesting dolls here. When I was in my traditional therapy and therapist mode and everything, I would work a lot here. What my technology does is it allows me to go right down here into the intracellular kind of mechanisms of the body to see where viruses, bacteria, parasites that may be there physically or may not. There may be, just as our beautiful Ellie talked about, that energetic imprint passed down through our ancestral line that is distorting our DNA. Is like I can see where that is and go in and bring that back into oscillation towards health. And so what we're talking about here is, in this technology, which I'm going to use our beautiful Scott, who graciously agreed to be a little demo here, is that there's two elements. One is what is called I'm going to call it an assessment phase. So it's going to give us, it's going to scan through, and it's going to give us an assessment of where the body is out of oscillation towards health and the degrees to which that is happening. So we'll see white markers that show where the energy is a little blocked, and so it means the body's needing to work a bit harder there. And then there'll be yellow markers, body's fantastic. Orange markers, body's great. Red markers show, oh, we're oscillating a little out of health. Brown markers, we're heading a little bit towards that dis-ease state. Black markers might be more of a diseased or compromised state. Doesn't mean it's chronic, just might mean, you know, if you've got the flu, they'll show up black markers to show it's here, it's up, it's now. So if you see these markers in the brown and black, don't be alarmed. We want to hold all of this lightly. Remember that everything can be transmuted. And then the next piece is the treatment phase, which is using Rife technology. Now, some of you would know about Dr. Raymond Royal Rife, and he found that everything, every single microorganism and disease state has its own frequency signature. And when we match that signature, let's say of E. coli, and we crank up that frequency, we get to the mortal oscillation rate, which means that we've turned it up and this starts to dismantle. It cannot exist. And so when we meet the diseased frequency states with the exact frequency, we can dismantle them, just like an opera singer can shatter crystal when they hold the frequency for long enough. That is an exact match. And so as it is to destroy, we can heal. So as it is with, then we send the light energy, the frequency that will be the match for the healed state. So, you know, like you've all probably seen the metronome thing on YouTube where there's all of these metronomes that are all out of, but eventually they all come into coherence. And this is what happens in our body when we match that frequency with the healed state. The body goes, oh, I remember this. Great, yeah, I remember. And it all starts to come into coherence. So does that all make sense?
It makes
Great.
sense. It makes sense. And I want to read some of the comments that have come into the chat box. So I know you're a little nervous. You've done great. People are enjoying it very, very much. Some of the comments coming in. Reverend Jeffrey writes, wow, I love Carrie's flow. Eleanor Joy writes, this is very impressive, Carrie. Thank you. Ayada writes, I'm so resonating with what you're sharing, Carrie. Susan Bloomquist writes, this is a wonderful way to view the world. Thank you. Charlotte writes, the eagle flies closest to creator in many teachings. Susan writes, you're making very good sense. So you're good. Yes.
Oh, thank you. Thank you all for your love and support. Thank you so much. And thank you for reminding me that in the eagle state is the unification with God. It's the unity. And so this is the I am state. So it's not that I am healthy. What would it be like to say I am health? And have that call us forth in how do we show up in how we language, how we speak about what is going on for us, how we talk to others, how we talk to ourselves is I am health. I'm just not going to give myself I'm not going to indulge those denser vibrations to speak other than that. And I was working with a client or a dear friend, and I was taking them through a guided process, and he's a musician. So for you musicians out there will get this. His piece that he got when he went to Eagle was that I am musical. And I went, how about try on I am music? I am music. What that calls forth from us is a completely different way to walk in the world around our gifts and our light. And so I just wanted to drop that in. So are we ready, Scott?
We got to make it quick because the show's already way over time, you know.
Okay.
And everybody is so wonderful. I should have kept it to 2 people instead of 4 because we still have time and love. So just a reminder, I'm eager to experience it, but we also need to be as efficient as we can.
So what I will do is I'll at least show and hope that the scan will just do itself really quickly, and that if it goes for too long, then so be it, we'll stop it. Okay, but at least you'll get to see what it does. All right. And for you, Scott, my promise is to you that what shows up here, I will do as a session to bring that all into oscillation for you as a gift. Okay.
Thank you.
So do I need to share my screen, or is it all right?
Go ahead and share the screen.
Share. Okay, so I've already got Scott loaded, and we're going to run a little scan. This is this is a Russian piece of technology that the Russians used in the space program to look after their astronauts in space. Now, okay. So I've already done a scan. I'm wondering if perhaps I find a part on the body.
And you did this scan based on, I sent you some information, but so people understand, What was the piece of information that you were able to do the scan from?
This is the BioSpect. I have a Hunter Metatron that does something similar.
But in other words, what information did you put in that then?
Oh, okay. Okay. To connect into the quantum, what I did was, hang on. To connect into the quantum, I used Scott's full name, his birth date, his email, because that is his signature in the quantum. And that's what we link with. It works on the theory of quantum entanglement, that we are all connected. We all have our own signature frequency. This is what the beautiful Ellie and Danny worked with. They tune into your frequency. And so I'm not going to run a scan per se. I'm just going to get myself
Carrie,
out.
do you want to go into those 3 black spots on Scott?
Yeah, I'm thinking that I might work another place that that is less, because like Danny said, it can bring up a lot of stuff. So we want to just work and see. Let's see something a little more mainstream, and okay, so this is Scott's pancreas. I know it can look a bit weird, but the pancreas for a lot of us, can hold a lot of issues. So we're going to go in and we're going to go, let's go down into this area here. And sorry, it might take a little longer because we're on a Zoom call. And so now we're in the tail of the pancreas, and it is going, so it's going right down into the cellular structure. And we'll go back in and we just have a look. We're going to have a look what's going on. Now, once again, this is not a diagnostic. It is reading the frequency. Let's have a look at the microorganisms. So what it's saying is rotavirus. Oops. Rotavirus has been. Don't worry about any of these. This is just what's in the menu. If there's any number, if they're high, they're not active. We're looking for this one up here to be red, a red color. So I'm going to go back in and let's find another spot and go a little deeper. So now we're in another part of the pancreas. And we go back in and we look a little deeper. Oh, looking pretty good. So generally I find people with the pancreas has a few issues, but no, all of those bacteria are not alive. We go down here into the mitochondria. I love working in the mitochondria.
This is amazing. I mean, even if you don't have time to go into detail with me on the show, I think it's fascinating for us to see that you have a technology that can go so specific into so many parts of the body. So I think it's fascinating to get a little taste of your system.
Yeah, what I just want to show you with this is great. If we look right down in the mitochondria there, have a look at this. Rotavirus up here is active. This is what the rotavirus looks like. So it generally we don't see it there. We generally won't see it there. I'll just, for the sake of, it's going to be in here somewhere. There it is. So we go in, I find the rotavirus that is messing with your mitochondria, that you may not have any symptoms of anything in your pancreas. This is often not able to be seen by the medical diagnostics. And then what we do here is we find the DNA of that virus. And what I then do is that I use my frequencies to take that virus out, give them more to do that. We go up here and we press destroy. Now what I'm doing is sending the frequencies that are at the mortal oscillation rate to take out that rotavirus. So you don't need meds, you don't need anything. your body, it will just dismantle from a frequency perspective. So I would do that several times. I will then take out the rotavirus, and then I will then give beautiful light and sun energy to bring this into oscillation towards health. The other thing that I'll quickly show you before we finish is that, let's see here. Let's go, we can go to phytotherapy, and we can give the frequency of the plant. And so the bodies, I find, love, so it's this particular plant that I would then press this yellow sun, press star, and it would send the frequency of that plant to you.
Wow.
I can then go down here, we can go into litotherapy. Tourmaline is a beautiful frequency for your pancreas. And so what I would then do is I could send the frequency of this beautiful crystal to this part of your body. Our bodies love the crystals and plant frequencies. They respond so beautifully to it. And then also, I'm going really fast here because I'm aware of the time. We also get a list of the food that is really good for you, down to what's okay for you, down to what's not. Yeah.
Well, I cannot, I mean, I have to say, I can't wait to actually have my private session with you because, of course, I'm very impressed with the incredible specific technology that you have here. And Adora's asking again, how is this scan done? What is the actual name of the technology? Oh, Carrie?
I think she froze for a moment.
Okay, this particular, I'm going to stop my share on the technology. Okay, this particular device is a BioSpect. I also have a Hunter Metatron, which does the same thing. I've got another device for the treatment only, which everyone should have in their own homes, is a Rife machine. And the best one that I have sourced is the Spooky 2. It is powerful. It is powerful. So if you've got a therapist or someone, a doctor or someone that says this is what the problem is, if you've got a Rife machine, you can treat using the frequencies. And but I will share some information with Scott later that he can share with you about that, because be aware there are a lot of copies that cannot get the frequencies deep enough into the body. They look good, they look impressive, but they do not have the power of transmission to work at the depth that the body needs to receive that frequency at.
If I can like jump in with that, Scott, like my tumors were growing very rapidly, remember?
Yeah.
And every time I would go in for the new biopsy or the new MRIs, they were saying this is progressive growth. And it was so terrifying. I started working with Carrie, and this was the first time that the masses didn't grow. Even my oncologist was shocked. I mean, they haven't progressed. And I felt the work she was doing. I had to lay out for a couple of days. I mean, she knows.
Yeah.
And she said, you're going to feel a little sick. You're going to feel this or that. And I felt all of it. I could feel her working on me, and it is working. What this technology is next level amazing.
Thank you, darling. I have other clients who are now diagnosed free of their life-threatening disease that they were given several months to live, because we're clearing it at source where the body can then restore its own light. It's not what I'm doing, because I'm not treating a disease, I'm treating the frequency. I'm not working with a disease, I'm working with the frequency, and that's a completely different process. So I'm seeing miracles everywhere. I'm seeing miracles. And the beauty is that it's not just for people who are sick, it is for also preemptive. So to keep the body from, like, if we can get something that is lying dormant in the DNA that will be activated, that gene expression will be activated when a grief point hits or a loss or a trauma hits. Then if we can clear that before that happens, then the body doesn't need to go on its dis-ease trajectory. So my passion is to transmute the disease and suffering trajectory for humans and animals and connect them into their God light, their quantum self. So that's me.
Carrie, I'm very, very impressed. Piper, you hit a home run here.
She's a light. She's a love light. I love her so much.
Well, thank you so much, Carrie. And I cannot wait to actually have my private session with you now. I got to say, I'm really excited about that. So thank you.
My gift to you.
Oh my God, what a blessing. Piper, thank you. I've put into the chat box how to reach her. And for those of you watching on Facebook, you can go to Facebook and you will find her there. Just go to facebook.com and put in Carrie Chinner, spelled Chinner. And there she is. Whoops, come on up. Quantum upgrades for the body, mind, and soul. So you can find her that way. I also put into the chat box how to reach her by email, WhatsApp, all those different ways. You know,
I'm also on Instagram too. Yeah.
Instagram, again, her name. You know, a lot of hummingbird energy. Where I live, there was a hummingbird nest that got built right by our laundry room. And we could walk by, and it was so low we could see the little baby hummingbirds. We saw the eggs. It was little babies. We watched them fly away. It's been a whole amazing. At my right here at my desk, they really like the tree, and so I'm watching hummingbirds all day long.
Wow.
And they say hummingbirds are doorway to other dimensions.
Yes.
So I really appreciated that your third level was hummingbird energy, and so a lot of hummingbird medicine these days.
Stunning, stunning. I had a 3-meter python in my enclosed laundry last week. And I went, that's the shedding of this fear of speaking publicly. That was like so many stories, so many scales to that story that I just transmuted. And so I thank you for this opportunity too, and that my python won't need to come back.
You've done wonderfully, and we definitely will have you come back if you'd be willing. We would love to have you back.
Love to. Love to. Mwah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Piper. Thank you, Carrie. You know, normally our show is over by now. Usually the Wednesday night show is done by 8 o'clock. We still have Norman Love and a KES group healing. And also Karina has offered to do some toning. So there's some group love going on. So Omashar is going to do a third and final song. Question, Karina, are you willing to do the toning after Norman's KES group healing? Would that work for you okay?
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever works.
I think that would be best. So let's do our third and final song with Omashar, then KES group healing with Norman, and then some group toning with Karina.
Yes, indeed. Holy smoke! What an evening! Yes, I'm rife with potential, Carrie. So, and here's my black tourmaline. I always have it with me, along with a couple of other things. And I'm glad that you did a confirmation of that tourmaline. I mean, there's many tourmalines in the spectrum. Good for the pancreas. And I was very impressed with your pancreatic scan, Scott, knowing that you've never drunk anything in your whole life.
Yes, no, never.
All right, here we go. Love is all there is.
All there is, so put your hand in mine. open your heart. We are love divine. Love is all. Love is all there is. Love makes you feel good. Love is perfect. Love is all there is. Anything less is nothing. Love's for everyone. Love is in everyone. Love is you. You are love. Love is. Truth is in everyone. Love is truth. Truth is love. Love is. Love is. Love is. Love is all. Love is not a dream. Love's all there is. Love's what we live for. And this love lives in you. Touching you. Guiding you. Love is in everyone. Love is you. You are love. Love is. Truth is in everyone. Love is truth. Truth is love. Love is. Love is. Love is. Love is Love is is all there is. So put your hand in mine. Keep open your hearts. We are love divine. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
Absolutely. What a perfect, perfect song. Always, really, because love is all there is. But thank you so much, brother. Let's go to Gallery View and give him some really good, loving twinkles.
I think we all need the twinkles tonight. Yes, indeed.
Oh my God, what a night, huh?
It's absolutely beautiful because it just opens all possibilities. We know everything is possible. And for our transliteration back into the perfect divine blueprint that we were created with in the first place is at our fingertips and within our hearts. So thank you all of the presenters tonight for showing the way. I mean, holy smoke, really?
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we're going to go to Norman in a moment, but I want to check in with Sylvia and George, who, of course, got some beautiful work done with them by our dear Ellie. So I'm going to go to you first, Sylvia, and then George, I hope you're still with us. If so, turn your camera on. But Sylvia, I'm going to go to you first. Anything you want to share? Do you notice anything different or anything you'd like to share?
I'm metabolizing and appreciating the love and support, Piper and everyone. And yeah, I walked around some went downstairs to support the metabolization process. So thank you, Ellie, and thank you, everyone.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sylvia. Thank you. And George,
Yes, I got some levity. I feel lighter, better, and I also was helped a lot by the exchange with Kelly and Piper. That it's all added up. I get a healing many times, most times when I come here. I'm often a little stressed or down, not quite up. The energy of the show changes things. You get healed by everyone. Our energy together, just the connection makes a difference.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, George, for being willing. And thank you, Ellie. I'll bring you back up for a moment. And a reminder that Ellie has offered very, very generously to provide a free session if you sign up for one or more tonight or tomorrow by going to her website, Phoenix Rising, I think she missed a G there, but phoenixrisinghealing.com, which we had seen before. Yeah, it's missing a letter there, but it's phoenixrisinghealing.com. And thank you, Ellie, so much for your generosity. That's very, very generous of you.
You're welcome. Thanks, Scott.
Well, what an evening it's already been, and we have something very, very special. Of course, we've been doing bringing in members of the Twin Ray community who've been providing KES, Christic Energy System healings. Piper has been receiving a lot of healing from Deborah Juliet, who of course you all have seen on the show. And we love Norman Love. Love is all there is, and all there is Norman Love. Welcome back to the show, Norman. Thank you for your patience. Tonight's show went on a little bit longer, but it's been special, and we just are so grateful to have you with us to now provide an experience for everybody who's watching, our Zoom audience and our Facebook, YouTube audience as well.
Yes, always a pleasure, Scott. How are you? Doing good?
I'm doing well. Yeah, thank you. It's
Yes,
good to see you, brother.
I was going to do an hour. Should I shorten it to half? What do you want to do?
Yeah, probably a good idea to shorten it to a half hour. I mean, if it's 30 to 40, follow your flow.
All right, cool. And there was some synchronicity because I looked and I saw some people names I knew, and I was like, I'll give them a shout out. I like to shout out some people. And the names I picked out was Sylvia and George. It's like, there's Sylvia and George. I know them. And you called upon them. I thought that was interesting. Synchronicity.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Thanks, Norman.
Yes, I knew nothing about what happened before with them. And so that was just pure synchronicity. God is good.
God is good.
All right, everyone, we're going to do a nice little KES healing. Many of you have seen it before. Basically, I'm just going to form a group container, do some KES magic stuff, and connect us all with some prayers, a couple of prayers, because it's all God that's doing everything. I'm just the middleman. And then we're going to do some protocols, freestyles, soul lines. I felt like we should do the pendulum said to do some soul lines, and then we'll see where we go from there. We'll leave it as a surprise, and we'll have some music when it's a little bit quiet from Omaran. All right, so just sit and relax, take a deep breath, and tune in to my voice. That's all you need. Everything else is let go of everything. My sessions could also be like a meditation where you just focus in on what's going on, and you use your vision, and then your envisioning will help you feel, because that helps your intention. And once you feel, that makes it real. Whatever we experience in our imagination, we're a nation of magicians, becomes real. And so first thing we want to do is just ground ourselves. Picture you're standing or sitting, whatever. Then from the base of your spine, your root chakra, to see a cord of light going down below you, down through the chair, down to the earth, down, just set your intention, and it connects to the crystalline core of the earth, and feel it kind of click in. And as it connects, you feel the energy, the crystalline energy of Gaia shoot up, and back into your root chakra. And it connects, and your root chakra starts to grow red, connecting to your physical body. You feel and you notice this connection. Electrons now flowing up to the earth, balancing any electrons that you're missing from your body, removing any free radicals. As you feel and know that you're grounded with a couple of breaths, every breath in, you're breathing up electrons. Breathing up electrons. And just notice your body softening. Just notice what you notice. Are you tense anywhere? Soften it. Let go. And as you soften and let go, now use that imagination and see yourself around a campfire. We're all together around a campfire. In that campfire now, in the middle, there's this fire. The fire becomes this glowing ball of energy. And as you're sitting around, just send your energy, your intention to connect to that ball of energy. And as we connect to that ball of energy, all of us, we become a group. And I will work on that group version of us and your connection to it, meaning that what happens to that group will happen to you. Still of mind and clear of heart, I enter now into the cosmic portal of holding, where the higher selves of all the beloveds watching the show tonight and all the beloveds that will watch the video in the future awaits. With open heart, complete trust, and surrender, and in the name of the divine cosmic Christ, I ask now for the manifestation of the highest timeline reality for our group that we're forming, to become realized of mind, body, and soul with gentle lessons and graceful process, and increase this holding as much as the cosmic law, our physical bodies, and all the beloveds present and watching, soul shall allow. I choose now to live in a reality where the healings have already been accomplished, the fates have been altered, and our prayers answered through thine holy presence of love. While honoring the free will of all, I give my complete thanks and gratitude for all that has already occurred through your mighty presence and thine eternal light. I am free, the soul is free, all is free, and so it is. Amen. Now that we've connected remotely, let's form the Greek container officially with help of the Christed energies. I, Norman Love, call upon the Cosmic Christ, Supreme Intelligence, to support and facilitate this group KES holding session. I ask permission from all receivers present to receive this group holding with the highest good and divine grace for all involved. If you agree to this holding, say yes now. I request on behalf of all the beloveds present and all who may watch this session in the future and have said yes, to become aligned for the duration of this session to the divine intelligence of Christic energy system, with grace, with ease, and with joy. I invite the cosmic Christ energy to connect with us now in the most appropriate way for all involved, meaning whatever you need will be presented. May all that transpires in this macrocosmic reflection of our cosmic group installation support and uplift the ascension of the entire human collective and all sentient life. I also call forth assistance from the divine Heavenly Mother and Heavenly Father presence to overlight this group container with pure unconditional love from the Most High. May all be known through this connection of pure love so that the group holding session anchors in us the most benevolent way. Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest. Thank you, and so it is. We have a strong group container now that has been set and being overlighted by Christ consciousness. First thing I'm going to do is to shower a ball of light that we all are as a group, saturated with Christic light, Christic energy, and flow from me into the container. Christic light is magical as it goes where it's needed in your body at this time. It's all energy. Anything that happens in the physical first starts as energy. Just like the previous healer said, she works at the frequency level. We all know that. This is the same. Some of you that get these KES sessions on a regular probably wouldn't be surprised if you just don't get something that you would have gotten. Or it's not as worth, because you regularly get these set KES, Christic energy. All that is needed is being provided at this time during the Great Awakening. Solutions for all problems arriving. Very beautiful time to be alive, as Scott said. Now, inside the body, we have these 10 lines. They have different names, but there's these 10 energetic lines that go through the body. We're just going to sweep those energetic lines to make sure that everything flows as they should. Starting now, the top of the head down to your feet, out through the field, down again to your arms, up again. It's one time. We're going to do this 10 times total. Sweeping those lines with Christic energy. form. Um, Seven. Eight. Nine. And all the beloveds present, skeletal structure to bone, bone to cranium, spinal column to spinal nerves, muscular to ligaments, circulatory and lymphatic system to venous and arterial, heart to lung, breath to blood to brain barrier, organ and endocrine system recalibrate, immune system and blood chemistry upgrade, central nervous system to parasympathetic to sympathetic to vagus nerve balance now. What also came up for this group was to clear some of our chakras. So we're going to start with the root chakra. Clearing, removing all that doesn't serve us at this time. Moving on to the second chakra. The third chakra. Clearing, cleaning, removing. Moving to the fourth chakra, heart chakra. Clearing. The first chakra took a little while. That's the physical body. So as a group, had a little work to do. The second and third went really fast. That means everyone is in a good emotional state, mental state, because of the show. Everyone's happy.
Thank you, Norman. Take as much time as you wish.
Say again?
You can take as much time as you wish.
Okay.
Don't rush your body. Time constraint.
Heart chakra, connected to a whole big world, the astral realm. the throat chakra, clearing, releasing, removing all that doesn't have service anymore. Moving on to the third eye chakra, sixth chakra, balance of the crown chakra, clearing, releasing all that doesn't service at this time. Okay, just gave the chakras a nice tune-up. And one of the things the pendulum said earlier was to work on the variation of desire for liberation. And it's a thought form, an idea that we're going to work on clearing at this time. That desire, that wanting part, because sometimes that blocks stuff from happening. And it'll put us in more of a surrender and trust. And we're going to use the red sword and the red ray for that one. So we're going to go into a little sword work. As you sit now and breathe, or lay down wherever you are. Just imagine now being in your heart. And as you're in your heart, let go of everything else. Just be in your heart. And then drop down where you are now, down through your chakras into your first chakra, base of your spine. As you're at your base of your spine, your root chakra now just starts to glow red. It gets brighter and brighter, bright red, so you can feel it. And as the energy mounts and that redness, through your intention, sending that redness down, down, down beneath you into the earth, and have it connect again to the center of the earth, the crystalline core. And then as it sends energies back up again, see it come up, enter your root chakra again. As it enters your root chakra again, see it go up, 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 into your heart, up, 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 to the top of your head, and set your intention for it to go to space, leave the planet, and set your intention to connect to the ascended version of Mars. We ask the ascended version of Mars to send back the energies, the higher dimensional energies, to clear this variation of desire for liberation. And Mars says, yes, of course, and sends the energy back down that we need. See, it comes down, 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 back through the atmosphere, into the crown of your head, down to your heart, and it's spinning down clockwise from left to right. And as energies come down clockwise, it fills your heart and spins into your field. The layers of your field now is filling with this continuous energies that is coming down from ascended Mars. Just notice and feel this energy. As we continue to draw this energy down, down, down into the body, into our heart, it spins out to our field. Our field just gets filled with this red ray. Continue to pull the energies down into through our crown, into our heart, and it spins out into our field. Our field gets filled with this red energy. Now, as you're sitting around the campfire again in our group container, now see that flame campfire now just becomes this red ray. And this red ray pulses out from the center in a concentric circle and bursts out and hits your body from the front to the back, pulsing continuously every second or so. The seed goes poof. Nothing but red ray. It turns everything that you can see and feel to red. With each pulse of this red ray, everything becomes red. You see ruby red, you feel ruby red with every pulse. These are the energies from ascended Mars. And as it pulses, it's important to see this ray light spinning and hitting you. Poof. See it from the center, and it spins out and hits you and goes through you. Every time it hits you, it is cleansing, removing this variation, desire for liberation from your very being, clearing, removing every red pulse, ruby red. See, feel the pulses. Just continue in your imagination every second to see a pulse, ruby red. By now you should notice how it feels. That fraction of a second it takes from the center of our campfire to hit your body. The redness hits your body, goes through you, washes your bones, washes your flesh, washes your organs, clearing, removing the vibration of this variation from your being. Continue on your own to just see those red bursts hitting your body from the inside out, going through you. The whole space is ruby red. With each pulse, it gets stronger and stronger. This particularly hits your heart, and feel that energy as it hits and goes through you, removing, clearing, taking with it any aspects of that variation. Get where we need to go. All we have to do is release, purify, let go. And this is letting go of one of the things we need to let go of at this time. As it pulses, feel it hit your throat chakra. How does it feel for that red ray from ascended Mars as that pulse hits your throat chakra. Just notice. When it hits your belly, on the second chakra. At the same time, all you have to do is just notice. You just take some breaths and let it die down. You're just breathing and notice now how your body feels, how it tingles, how it feels a little different than before. These are the areas that have been affected by that ruby red ray from Ascended Mind. Just feel gratitude that you could feel it. And now, as you sit in your body, in your heart, just set your intention to call in the virtue of righteousness. And call in righteousness. Just notice how it feels in your body, that this energy of righteousness just flows into you. Notice what righteousness feels like as it enters and fills your body, replacing the variation, filling you up with something that serves you as you walk around with righteousness in your field, your frequency. Just imagine what a difference that's going to make in your reality. You need to set the intention once again to receive righteousness. Your intention alone will bring it in. It will rush into you. Just notice what righteousness feels like in the field. Now that you're familiar with it, you can just set this intention and sit and call it in anytime you want. You just breathe and relish in righteousness. Notice the glow in your energy field in your body. Now I have to work on your energy. We're going to close up your energy centers. Final sweep with Christic energy. Closing the heart. Closing the diaphragm. Third chakra. Down, down, down to the second chakra. Sweeping, closing, final cleansing. Down to the root chakra. You all will sleep like babies tonight. Have sweet dreams. Up the Earth Star chakra. So we did some nice energy work, some freestyles, hitting with you some Christic energy. We cleansed the soul lines. We used the red ray to remove a variation of the group. Then we brought in righteousness. So you had a nice little energetic cleaning. It was my pleasure. Scott, back to you.
Thank you so much, beloved brother. Wow. We are going to sleep well tonight for sure. It's and I appreciate 27 people still with us. Let's just all send Norman big love, big appreciation. Thank you, Norman. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. It's always an honor and a pleasure. Thank you for all the work that you do, my friend. Amazing.
Hey, I miss my Ashland family. I look forward to maybe coming up for Lionsgate and seeing everybody then.
Amazing. Great. We'll do lunch.
What's the best way for people to reach you if they want to hire you for a private session, Norman?
My email, I texted it to you. I'll put it in the channel right now.
Let's put in, that's, you know, your text doesn't come through to my computer, it comes through to my phone. So if you can put it in, and Norman, as you can tell, does beautiful, amazing work. And so definitely strongly encourage you to work with him. And there it is. And for those of you who can't see the chat box, those who are watching on Facebook or YouTube, Norman's email address, I'm still kind of in the session you just did.
steelpulsefan@gmail.com. I love the reggae band Steel Pulse. It was Bob Marley's favorite band while he was alive. STEELPULSE fan@gmail.com.
All right, that's
When I was
very
18, the music changed my life. So I was a fan.
I see that Carol Craig wants to get a KES session with you, Norman.
Yes, it might be my pleasure.
All right. Well, I'm going to bring Omashar back up as we kind of get ready to conclude.
Thank you, Omashar, for the music.
Thank you, Norman. And yes, Steel Pulse, they lived out when I used to live in England. They lived there, the band lived just down the road from where I was. So
oh my God.
Well aware of Steel Pulse and Karina. Yeah, I'm a little need to get grounded after that.
Yeah, I like this.
Right? Hey, Karina.
The Christic energy is powerful.
It's very powerful. And you are such a beautiful, you're just so loving. I love how you speak and talk through it. And it's very just like, oh, Dad, you know, it's like,
I've had very good teachers, the best.
I felt like I was being held.
Yes, exactly.
Now you know what it feels like when we live in Ashland. We have the best teacher and love is just their thing. You'll become more loving.
Absolutely. Well, Karina has offered to do a closing kind of a chanting experience for all of us. So
yeah, I just kind of wanted to encapsulate everything tonight because it was so amazing. So I just maybe take 1 minute or 2 minutes just to.
As time as you like.
Yeah, just to tap in again. I mean, I just Yeah, tap in, tap out, tap in, tap out. It's just been such a wonderful night. So thank you all, everyone. It was just so beautiful, just so beautiful. So if you want to close your eyes or keep them open so you don't, go back into to the last night. It was so wonderful. Thank you, Norman. Yeah, just for a few moments, just breathe in, breathe out. And if you want to hold your heart, I call in the highest of frequencies and to wrap you and clothe you in the highest of love and light. And just breathe that in. Sweet dreams.
Oh, Karina, well, that was very, very quick. I just put in the chat box how people can reach you. A reminder that Karina Angela has a beautiful, beautiful book, which is how we first met her. And her website is www.trinehealing. And she's an extraordinary healer and an amazing woman. So you can go back to our YouTube channel and see what she's done in the past with us, or go to her website, trinehealing.com. And definitely make sure, if you haven't already, put your name in and connected with her. Make sure you do that, because we all want to know and stay connected to this amazing, wonderful woman who hopefully will be on the show again sooner than later.
Yes, I would love to.
It's always good to have you with us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing Danny on. And again, thank you everybody for being here tonight. And oh my gosh, staying for what turned out to be an over 3-hour show. Amazing. And Piper Dellums, I think, is still with us. Sylvia and Carrie. Carrie, what a wonderful job you did tonight. Absolutely wonderful. And there's your friend, Piper. Just want to thank you all again so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all of the people who dance. Adora. I always appreciate Adora, who's always there dancing. She sometimes is dancing outdoors, but thank you for being one of our wonderful dancers. And anyway, thank you, everybody. Much love. And make sure you register. I will send out an email with more details about the film series, but make sure you register. And I hope to see some of you this Sunday night. Watch the film in advance, and then we'll have our discussion at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, at 5 o'clock on Sunday. 5 o'clock on Sunday. Good night, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you on Saturday night